Welcome back to week 38 of the Raise Your Vibration family, and today we're figuring out how do you visualize properly instead of what you've been told in the mainstream media and in different little ideas, because I've been giving you some ideas throughout the course of what visualization is, but the proper way to visualize is to keep it in your mind for not just a couple minutes, but to keep it in there for hours, because as you keep it in there for long enough, it starts to loop, and that becomes who you really are. It removes the uncertainty of it, and it starts making the unpredictable easier to do, because it's not about being able to predict what's going to happen. It's about feeling okay with uncertainty and feeling okay with what's going to happen. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to be my best version as I'm showing up to this. So how do you become your best version? Well, simply you must visualize it for several hours and then break through the barriers, because here is the thing. Every barrier is a mental barrier. There is no physical limitations that cannot be overcome. There is nothing ever that is not a mental limitation or a mental barrier. So when you realize this, everything is a mental construct of a barrier. It's fake. Everything that you think is going to be hard to do, it's just your mind making it up. Everything that you feel is hard and it's messing with you, it's just your mind making it up. And so, the best way to just free yourself from barriers, things that stop you, things that say, maybe this is uncertainty, I don't know what to do, is just to realize they're mental barriers, they're fake, and you can overcome them. And here's a way to overcome them, okay? Now, people know that being successful is great, but did you know that we're actually wired to be successful? Because you may have heard about the dopamine system, but there's also a system called the serotonin system, and this is what tells you where you are on the so-called dominance hierarchy. This is what they're finding out with the latest psychological research. There might be something else here, but for now we're calling it the dominance hierarchy, and this isn't where exactly you are in relation to other people, but it kind of is, because it is how much security you have in your life, in your family, in your job. Where are you in positioning? Where do you see yourself and where do other people see you? Because we are also wired to know when somebody is in that high position, and we respond to them differently. And when someone sees you when you're in that high position, they respond to you differently. We're just wired like that. It's not something wrong with us, but you realize the more successful you become, the more financial security you get, the more family security and health that you acquire, is actually the more you start to feel amazing, because you, as your ultimate potential self, is massively successful at the top of this so-called dominance hierarchy. But how do you get there? You build your security. You realize, okay, so that's not really there. Like, once you're there at the top of that hierarchy, you can do things with that are uncertainty, that are there's uncertainty around. Like, if there's an uncertain action, you don't know how it's going to turn out, you can do it without worrying about the outcome. You can do these things easier, and you'll be able to do these things with much more productivity, success, and without really worrying about it. You just do it, and you're not forced to do it. Like, you have a much more relaxed demeanor about you, because it's okay. You know there's so many opportunities because you're at the top. That's why so many people are trying to get to the people with the top, because it's like when you got money, everyone wants to have an interview with you. But how are you specifically going to break through these mental barriers and get yourself there? Because it's basically, you're here now, you're wired to be there. So how do you get yourself there? You simply use this visualization method of keeping it in your mind. Keep yourself at the top of that dominance hierarchy, at the top of that success level in your mind, and you'll be able to finally get there, because you need to really step into it. You need to feel it, because your goals will become who you are. If you can realize what type of goals you have, are the type of personality you're creating, you will be massively accelerated in the direction you want to go. So let me expand on that a little bit. Your goals are a reflection of your current personality. And the bigger the goals, the more you need to stretch and push yourself in order to get there. If you have something that's really hard to do, or you don't know, or it's uncertain, you are going to have to grow a lot in order to get there. And that's the great thing. You can decide, no matter what on the level of the dominance hierarchy you are, you can decide where you're going to end up. Because only you can decide this. You need to figure it out and decide where you want to be in life. Where do you want to be? How successful do you want to be? Where on the dominance hierarchy do you want to be? And then you need to take action to get there. The best way to do that is just decide at what level do you want to be. The highest level, think ahead throughout your life at your peak, at your apex, at your prime, and then set your goals accordingly to what you've decided to do. Set your goals, write them down, and then start visualizing it. Visualize yourself living this life. Imagine this is you now. Because right now in this moment, there is a idea that this moment is the only moment there ever is. Time is an illusion, and really it's just this illusion that keeps on flowing, that we think it's a different space and time. But this moment, the actual energy is the same, like the molecular structure of the energy. So if the river's flowing, but really the water is the same water, because it's all made of the same stuff, it's got the same chemical composition, and it's going to affect you the same way. So when you realize this, you can already be there and you can connect the dots to where you want to go. So simply breaking it down, the serotonin system and the dominance hierarchy and how this affects you and why we're actually engineered and designed for success. We're an incredible engineering mastery, and also we expanded on how to properly visualize. So proper visualization is keeping that idea of your ultimate future self at the top of your game, of the success of the dominance hierarchy, and realize who is that, and then get yourself there. And the power of decision. Oh yeah, baby. It's the power of decision and saying, I don't care how I'm gonna get there, because right now isn't important. What matters is me getting there. So you can take the risk, you can do things that are uncertain right now in order to get you there. Is this clicking? Are you understanding this? Give me a thumbs up if you're getting this, and I want us all to be massively successful, because here we go, okay? There's this thing in our conditioning, in the conditioned world, that says money is bad, and we don't really want money. We come here, we're conditioned to want money, but really, I think we're conditioned to want a certain amount of money, just enough to pay the bills, just to be kind of middle class. But in ultimate form, we come here to be the most successful people on earth. And how you become your ultimate version is you step into your perversion, you step into yourself of being the most successful person on earth. Only you know what that is, but stop limiting yourself. Those huge goals of being the most successful person is what will propel you to expand your personality, to start generating that serotonin, to give you the energy and the power, focus, intelligence, stamina, and drive to propel you and accelerate you as the catalyst for your success. Because what you want to do is available to you right now. Your future habits of your future self is available to you right now. You don't need to take years setting it up. You can instantly start doing what you want to do, and then if you're doing that, the rewards will start coming naturally. Whatever you're doing and whatever you have as rewards is a direct reflection of the life you're living. So decide right now to be the most successful person on the earth for whatever that is for you, and write it down and decide what that is, and then use the proper visualization technique that we described and crush it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. This is the Raise Your Vibration family. Week 38, and I hope to see you in the next video. All right, check out the email below. It's gonna be packed with all this information broken down, perfectly presented for you. And as always, peace out.